The next things we want to talk about is I'd like to talk about cutting boards. Cutting boards are, to me, a definite essential in the kitchen. Certainly I've got a granite kitchen top here and I can cut on that all day long. However, it will destroy some of the edge on the knife. What I've got is I've got really 3 different cutting boards here. I've got a cutting board that is wood, and what you do with a wood cutting board is you oil it really well. You wash it off and you don't cut raw food on it. You don't cut fish on it. What you use it for is you use it for cutting up vegetables, for maybe even cutting bread. Now you can cut bread with this knife, to go back for a moment, but it's best to have a serrated knife to cut bread, because otherwise what you find is you're just pressing the bread down to try to get this. You can cut across it and do that, but it's best to have a serrated knife. So this cutting board here, you never want to put it in your dishwasher. You never want to soak anything out. You never want to cut fruit that has a lot of juice to it and leave it sitting on there. You want to wash it off, and at least every other day or so, oil it with a good cooking oil, wipe it off. Don't oil it when it's wet. Wait for it to dry out and then oil it. Now this other cutting board over here is a plasticized cutting board. What I do with this one is I cut raw meat, fish, so forth, using these little wax paper, basically. Really make it handy, because whatever you're going to cut is going to be on there. You can take this thing, throw it away, but again, with the antibacterial soap, you want to be sure and wash it off, and wash it really, really well, because some of those things, particularly chicken, can get kind of sticky, and if you're cutting directly on this, the chances of driving it in there, you want to make sure, use a brush or use a scouring pad to clean it up. Now the last thing that I have, which I really, really like a lot, and it's easy to do, and it's just a piece of granite. I got this piece of granite at a tile store. What I did with it was I went to the hardware store and got some little felt feet. I keep these felt feet around because every once in a while you get one of these that gets in something and makes it sticky. One thing that I like to use this for is I like to put this on here and cut cheese. And you can see how beautifully this little knife here, if you want to cut really thin pieces of cheese with this, you can do it with this knife. Now granted, this is a granite top, so what happens is, you know, you're going to take some of the edge off of this knife while you do it. But these things are nice because you can use them as a cutting board for a cheese. You can set them next to the oven, take something hot and set on it. The other thing too is that if you have a nice countertop and you use a lot of cooking oil, a lot of times setting the cooking oil on the nice granite or on other ceramics that you may have on the countertop, you're going to end up leaving a ring. These guys here, you don't care if it has a ring. These things are $1, $2 a piece.